Back-to-back commentaries on Talksport 2 from the Champions League to the Championship, and Millwall could be in the Premier League next season. Tonight they host Hull. Your commentary team, former title winner at Arsenal, Perry Groves, alongside Ollie Klink.
Thanks, Adrian. Good evening. Welcome to the Den for a huge night of Championship action. Millwall against Derby. We are just about to get underway. The Den is ready. The Den is in full voice as we reach mid-March. Millwall on fire. They sit third. They could move within a point of Middlesbrough. And Derby with a playoff chase of their own. They sit seventh, 3 points behind Wrexham. We are underway on Talksport 2. It is nights like these that we love. I'm alongside the former Arsenal winger Perry Groves for tonight's game. What a cracker we could have tonight, Perry.
Yeah, very much so, Ollie. Obviously Millwall in really good form, especially here at the Den. Only lost 2 of the last 14 after losing 3 of the first 4 here. So you know full well that they will test you. They will test you physically, they will test you mentally, because they'll get the ball forward very quickly. We're just seeing how Millwall going to line up, whether it's going to be Ivanovic just behind Coburn, or they might go a 4-4-2. And obviously Barry Bannon's come in. He'll play in like the holding midfield role, to be like the conductor and see if he can get the passing moves going.
An early offside call against Derby's Patrick Ajimang. So I'll run you through the teams in just a moment. But Millwall launching the ball long and collected there by David Ozzo. Back in the side for Derby this afternoon, trying to hoist one forward towards Ajimang. So as Cooper has it at the back, Millwall have Patterson in goal, McNamara, Kramer, Cooper and Sturge is the back four. Barry Bannon back in tonight with Mitchell in midfield, with Aziz, Ivanovic the other change, and Negley in behind, Coburn up top. As for Derby, Vickers in goal, Ward, Sanderson, Clark and Merkin at the back as they come forward to the edge of the Millwall area, and then Bannon mops up nicely and Millwall are able to come clear. I'll finish off that Derby 11. Ozzo and Travis is the midfield pairing, with Brereton, Diaz, Smodic and Brewster in behind Ajimang up top, as Clark, the Derby centre-back, plays it back to his keeper Vickers, who hoists one into the South London sky. Derby inform themselves, they've won the last 2. Here's Ajimang up the left-hand side, and he's well defended there, Perry Groves, by Tristan Kramer, and the ball's out for a Millwall throw. 0-0. Yeah,
nice little ball from Sammy Smodic, playing in the 10 position for Derby, just getting it in the middle of the pitch, just trying to ease it out to that left-hand side to Ajimang. As you said there, Kramer did really well, because he just made sure that Ajimang couldn't get goal side of him, just lent into him. Ajimang then had to let the ball run out of play. So it's just been a little bit scrappy in this first couple of minutes, which you'd expect, because obviously both teams will want to get control of the ball. They've got to make sure that, you know, they win their 50-50s, and there is a hell of a lot at stake.
Both sides in their traditional home strip tonight. Millwall, dark blue socks, white shorts and blue shirts, and Derby in white socks, black shorts and white shirts. Well,
Merkin was like a gherkin there. What a wally. Honestly, did you see his foul throw? The referee, just quite rightly, looked like he was just like a bunny, just sort of waving his ears. You know what I mean? Just trying to pat his ears away. And quite rightly, the referee, Matthew Donoghue, was given a foul throw.
Yeah, that brought a few jeers, didn't it, from the home crowd, who should be excited with the way their side are playing at the moment. 5 wins in their last 6, as it's played forward this time to Coburn. There's a bit of a battle between him and David Ozzo in the centre of the park, before Jake Cooper tries to knob one forward, and then McNamara can play it back to his own goalkeeper.
Millwall, just looking at Millwall, it is like a 4-4-2 with Ivanovic and Coburn obviously as the front two, and it just came into Coburn there, and it was Sanderson who made sure that he went and got the first connection, because, as I say, as it comes in, you can't let Coburn just get it into him, you know, and link up with his midfield players. So you can tell that the 2 centre-halves of Derby, Clark and Sanderson, have been told by John Eustace, the manager, right, when it comes in, I want you on the front foot, I want you making your challenges.
Ozzo just missing the ball there in the centre of the park, but Dion Sanderson can hoist one high for Derby County. Ball on the halfway line now, and it's played back to Clark, as both sides just look to settle in this game. Here is Dion Sanderson, former Birmingham centre-back, onto Joe Ward, the right-back, inside his own half, midway through it. Ozzo back in the side today on loan from Crystal Palace. Tries a surging wrong forward, gets away from Coburn. He's still going, Ozzo, but then it's a loose pass and Millwall can pick it up and come forward themselves. Coburn asking for a 1-2. There's a nice touch from Ivanovic. Now Bannon, what can he create from here? He's played it on to Aziz, who has a low drive at goal. It flicks up off the boot of Ivanovic. Still alive this for Millwall. Now Zach Sturge on this left-hand side. Good start from the home side. Ball fizzed in by Negley and then headed away. Comes out to Bannon once again, racing towards that ball, able to pick it up. He's midway through the Derby half. Tries a reverse ball out to Negley, which gets an applause from the home side crowd. And now Zach Sturge whipping one in. Matt Clark heads it up in the air and then away at the second attempt. It's a good start, isn't it, Perry, from Millwall?
Yeah, very much so. It's a brilliant cross-field ball from Barry Bannon out to this left-hand side to Egley. Just rolled it back for Sturge. And when it's come in on that left-hand side, when it's come into Egley and Sturge, they haven't hesitated, Ollie, just getting the ball in with their left foot, just whipping it in. Hit the first man both times, but Alex Neil is tend to his wide men as he's on the right-hand side, obviously, and Negley on this left-hand side. When you get it in wide areas, I want you getting the ball in the box as early as you possibly can.
Here's Bannon once again, the conductor, lifting one in towards Coburn. It's easily collected though by Vickers in the Derby goal, so no real chances so far. We're 6 minutes in here in the Championship, live on Talksport 2. Ollie Clinken, Perry Groves with you. It's Millwall 0, Derby County 0. Ryan Brewster looking to play one forward towards Patrick Adjimang, but too long, and this time it's a poor clearance that from the Millwall goalkeeper. Guess who picks it up in the centre of the park? Barry Bannon once more. He's seen plenty of the ball so far, as you might expect from him. Brought in from Sheffield Wednesday after that emotional goodbye that he had. But Derby once again able to mop up, and Sanderson has it at the back for him.
Yeah, it's from Derby's point of view, it's a couple of times he's tried to put Adjimang in down that left-hand channel, just not quite on the same wavelength.
Now McNamara high up the pitch inside the Derby half, winning the ball back, and Billy Mitchell can find Aziz, who turns and gets on his bike quickly. McNamara ahead of him on this right-hand side on the overlap. Aziz holds on to it, twists and turns and drifts one into the box, and it almost fell for Bannon on the edge before it was hoisted clear once more. Mitchell with the header in the centre circle, and once again the ball fids towards Josh Coburn. Some direct play so far from Millwall. Here's Aziz once more. Get that anticipation, don't you, from the crowd every time Aziz gets the ball.
Yep, you want to get him 1v1 up against Merkin. Derby on that left back position. Again, when it came out to Aziz, he just got it onto his left foot, just tried to feed it into the 18-yard box. So far, every time the ball's come in, either Sanderson or Clark, the two Derby centre-halves, have made sure that they've actually gone on a tactic, so they've defended really well, but Derby just keep giving the ball away. Every time they're in possession, they can't string two passes together, and Millwall recycle, and they've just looked a little bit more composed.
Millwall 0, Derby 0. Ball cut out over on the far side as we see it, the right, by Merkin. That was an outrageous foul throw, by the way. You are right. One of the worst I think I've ever seen.
Yeah,
a bit earlier on
he
from
did
Merkin.
look like the Easter Bunny, didn't he? Just like cleaning his ears.
Nearly the time, isn't it? Coming out early. Another ball towards Femi Aziz on this right-hand side. McNamara does well right on the touchline to keep it in, inside the Derby half. Now they find Bannon once more, who turns, and that's a lovely ball through to Coburn. Tight angle, has to turn back on himself. There are Millwall shirts with him. Here's Bannon again, urged to shoot, and then the ball nicked off him really well by Sami Smodic. And now Derby can come forward with Brereton Diaz. Heavy touch, but he keeps it in on this right-hand side. First foray forward from the Rams. And that's what they like to do. They like to counter-attack. Now Travis out wide once more to Brereton Diaz. Millwall back in shape, but it's lifted in by Ward towards Adjimang at the back post, headed away once more. And now Millwall can come forward again. Here's Ivanovic holding it up on the halfway line, waits for support. He's done well there, Ivanovic. And it's out to Aziz once more, who gallops forward and plays it out to the right-hand side. Could be a chance to cross. Men inside the box. Out to Aziz, who tried to turn past David Ozzo, who once again was there, Perry, to cut out the attack.
Yeah, I think McNamara just missed his chance. Millwall works it really well from the centre of the pitch out to that right-hand side. Aziz just fed McNamara. He had about 10 yards of space, should be just getting out of his feet, whipping his crossing, because you've got Ivanovic and Coburn. Ivanovic had made the run to near post. Coburn has spun round the back. But McNamara decided to check back, and Millwall relinquished possession. That gives Derby to get themselves a chance to get on the ball. Just earlier, just looking at obviously Barry Bannon, we know that he's the conductor, you know, with the baton. Smodix did brilliantly, because the ball came out to him, he just picked his pocket from behind him. So defensively, Sammy Smodix has got a job to do for Derby, even though he's playing in 10 position. You can tell that he's actually now just latching onto Mitchell when Millwall were in possession.
Lively start here between two informed teams in the Championship. If you just joined us on Talksport 2, Millwall on top so far, but it remains 0-0. Almost 10 minutes gone. Ball pumped forward by the Millwall goalkeeper, and then a challenge from Matt Clark on Coburn, and it will be a free kick to Millwall on the halfway line, pretty much just inside the Derby half.
Yep. I don't think John Eustace, the Derby manager, will be too displeased, say, because when the balls come in to Coburn or Ivanovic, Sanderson and Clark have made sure they've gone and engaged, so they're not, you know, just having comfortable possession. And Clark probably got a little bit too tight, give a free kick away just inside their own half.
So Barry Bannon standing over this free kick. It's his first start at the Den tonight for Millwall. He didn't start the game against Hull City, a 3-1 win for the Lions. Bannon towards the back post, and it was Cooper trying to leap highest and win the header, but Sanderson can clear it long down the line, and Smodic will cause a bit of hassle for McNamara there, and McNamara in the end did really well, used his body nicely, and then Millwall come forward once more. They try to release Zach Sturge down this left hand side. Oh, he's won it well, Sturge plays it across the box, and that'll be a corner for Millwall. Good work there from Zach Sturge on the left, beat the defender, played it back across goal, and it's clear behind for a corner.
Yeah, Joe Ward in the right back position from Derby County. He's got to be a lot stronger. The ball was played inside him to Jack Sturge. It didn't look like Sturge was going to get there, and in the end, because Sturge had more upper body strength, he just leant on Joe Ward. He lost his balance, got the ball to byline, just tried to whip it in at near post. Good block from Derby, good defending, corner for Millwall on their left hand side.
So Bannon over to take this one, number 67 on his back, which raised your eyebrows earlier, didn't it? Bit of an odd number to have, but it's the one he's picked. 12 minutes gone, Millwall 0, Derby 0 on Talksport 2. And Millwall, the second highest scorers in the league from set pieces. They are a real threat, with Kramer and Cooper, the centre-backs, both up for this one. A crowded penalty area. There's all sorts of jostling going on. Bannon, lovely delivery, and Clark heads it away for Derby County, and now they can come forward with Patrick Agyemang, lightning pace, and he's away down the left hand side. His touch was heavy though after initial challenge from Negley, and McNamara was able to scoop up the ball, and Millwall have possession once again into the Derby half. Wide on the right hand side now, Aziz taking on the fullback, back onto his left, drifts in the cross, and he was looking for Ivanovic at the back post, and Derby once more able to nod it away. Given away at the back again though by Tristan Kramer. Agyemang holds it up, and Derby come forward once more. Here's Brereton Diaz, first time he can come forward, and a left-footed shot as well, blocked on the edge of the box. Derby still alive though, as it's fizzed back in and then blocked out for a Derby throw in an attacking position. 0-0.
It's like being in the NBA at the minute. To be fair, it's like a basketball game. Both teams, when they're in possession, both teams being positive, trying to get it in the wide areas. When Derby just broke there, really good counter-attack down the left-hand side, right-hand side with Brereton Diaz just cutting on his left foot. He's just trying to bend it inside Patterson's right-hand post. Brilliant defending from Cooper. Just made sure that he put his body on the line, got the block in. There'll be a long throw now from Derby over on the left-hand side.
Yeah. The Rams looking to launch this one into the box. It's a brilliant throw towards the near post, still alive for Derby. Hoisted towards the back post. There's a header at the back post, and it will be out for a corner for Derby County. It was Brereton Diaz lurking, wasn't he, at the back stick, the ball looping into the air. Millwall not quite dealing with it. Never a real chance, was it? But Brereton Diaz doing well to win the corner.
Yeah, Derby just make sure they overload at near post on the long throw. Got the first contact and it just dropped, and Ajimang just hooked it over his shoulder. He said Brereton Diaz was standing on the far post, 2 Millwall players on the post, made sure they got the block in. Corner for Derby on their right hand side.
Yep, their first chance to whip one into the area. It's Joe Ward who will take this, the right back. Arm raised, orange boots, lifts it, out swinging. It's a good header from Ajimang and a good save, and hoisted away. Out to Joe Ward once more. Smodic lays him back off. Here is Joe Ward, and wins a throw-in. That is decent defending, but that was a powerful header, wasn't it, from Ajimang?
Yeah, just made sure that he spun round at the far post. Good delivery from Joe Ward, outswing with his right foot. Ajimang lost his marker, got his head up, back to the direction that it came from. Really good save from Patterson, low down to his left-hand side. Millwall managed to clear the danger. So it's Derby who just looked a little bit nervy, didn't they, in that first 10 minutes? Couldn't quite get hold of the ball, kept giving it away. Now they just look like they've eased their way into the game, and that was the biggest chance of the game so far.
They've weathered the storm from Millwall at the start of this game, Derby, and like you say there, Perry, they are starting to grow into this one. We were talking about the strength of that forward line that they have, and they do have hopes of what would be an incredible push for the playoffs. Here's Joe Ward with the long throw towards the front post once more, headed clear, and then Billy Mitchell fires it forward, but it's not the best clearance. Ozzo picks it up midway through the Millwall half, and then Smodic trying to reverse ball towards Ajimang, but he's given it away to Aziz, who can charge forward now. Knocks it ahead of him. Does he have the pace to beat Smodic? No, he doesn't. And Smodic able to turn back on himself and bring Derby forward. This really has been an NBA game.
Yeah, it's just got a good tempo to it, isn't it, to be fair? Just Aziz there sent a telegraph actually to Sammy Smodic. He knew exactly what he was going to do. Obviously he's 1v1, he just put the ball out of his feet. To be fair to Smodic, he's pretty rapid. He's made sure that he just cut across Aziz, made sure he couldn't run straight to the ball, managed to nick it off his toe.
Zach Sturge winning it on the halfway line and playing it back to Cooper. Now Bannon, edge of the centre circle, inside his own half, just able to slow things down slightly. He ushers forward Tristan Kramer, and there he is, Bannon in that quarterback position, naming all the American sports tonight.
Yeah, well, just looking at Derby County, they go to a 4-4-2 shape out of position. Smodic goes over with Ajimang up front. So they're just letting Barry Bannon, because he's playing so deep, they're just thinking, right, you can have the ball there, because he's just again tried to put a raking pass through to Coburn. He's made a little run from the middle of the pitch to that right hand side. But I think you can tell with Derby's sort of philosophy is, if Barry Bannon's going deep, we're not going to go and try and close you down. We're not going to lose our shape, because earlier it was Smodic trying to pick up Mitchell or Bannon. Now they're just saying, right, if you're going to drop in between your two centre backs, you can have it, because you're just in front of us.
Only one goal in the Championship so far this evening. Big one for Leicester. They lead Bristol City by 1-0. Elsewhere, goalless between Portsmouth and Swansea, Sheffield Wednesday and Watford, Wrexham and Hull. And Stoke against Ipswich has just got underway. They're in just the third minute. Bit of treatment here for Ajimang for Derby County. So the Derby medical staff are on the field. Bit of a break in play as the players come over and receive some refreshment.
Yeah, he just looked like he was hobbling to it, didn't he, Ajimang? He's had a couple of runs down that inside left channel, so looks like the physio's come on, just having a look at his left knee. Obviously from Derby's point of view, they'll want him to stay fit, but they've got Carlton Morris on the bench, gives you that bit of sort of physicality.
Yeah, 10 goals this season for Carlton Morris too, so certainly knows where the back of the net is. Ajimang has been in good form, and yeah, Morris is getting ready on the touchline, so a shame for Ajimang. It's always when a player goes down this early in a game, Perry, by their own volition, that you know that there must be a bit of an issue. And so Ajimang will leave the field over on the far side, and Morris will make his way onto the pitch. A shame for Ajimang.
Yeah, you can tell that he's distraught, just putting his shirt over his face, because say it was him who just highlighted to the physios that he was struggling.
So 19 minutes gone. Millwall 0, Derby 0. It's been a very lively start here at the Den. This has been the first real chance for us to take a breather.
It looks like they're going to give Ajimang maybe like 5 minutes to see if he can run it off, because Carlton Morris was definitely changed, didn't he? Had his bib off, had his tracksuit top off, ready to come on. Now they've just said, no, we're going to give him another 5 minutes.
Well, you're right, Perry, because you can see the number 9 on Morris's back, but Ajimang is waiting the customary 30 seconds before he can come back onto the field, so it looks like they will be giving him a bit of a go. Play back underway with the ball midway through the Derby half. You're listening to EFL Live on Talksport 2 with McDonald's. Order delivery on the McDonald's app from 11 a.m. 18 plus. Fees apply to delivery orders, subject to availability. Price may vary. So as we await this throw, Ajimang trots back onto the field, hobbles really back onto the field, and gives away a free kick instantly. So Millwall will have a free kick on the halfway line.
And we can glad to report that Merkin actually took a proper throw-in. He's actually learned how to throw the ball properly rather than just wiping his ears.
Every day's a school day. Millwall 0, Derby 0. And ball out for a Millwall goal kick. Plenty of action in League One tonight as well. Cardiff, the league leaders, have taken the lead away at Barnsley. We'll keep you across the scores there. Earlier on in the Champions League here on Talksport 2, it finished Galatasaray 1, Liverpool 0. Atletico Madrid against Spurs is live over on Talksport, 0-0 in that game. And it's Newcastle 0, Barcelona 0 as well, Perry.
Sell for that, wouldn't you?
I take that right now, I've got to be honest, as a Newcastle fan.
To be fair, your Newcastle bobble and scarf had a few funny looks from the Millwall fans here at the Den, hasn't it?
More confusion than outrage, I would say. Derby with a throw, and it's our friend Merkin to take it. He's done it well again this time. Now Ajimang, who's bundled to the floor. Bannon lifts one forward and picks it up once more. Deft touch from Bannon, and now Coburn has a chance to spin Dion Sanderson, who held it up quite well. Few appeals there from the Millwall crowd, but it's the battle of the burly centre-backs really tonight, isn't it? Bannon once more. Now Aziz. He's taking on Merkin. Merkin goes to ground. Aziz tries to carry on his run, but it comes to nothing over on that right-hand side. Now Kramer. Billy Mitchell lifting a ball forward, this time to Ivanovic, who goes down, and then the free kick is given by Matthew Donoghue. Must be about 30 yards out, centre of the goal. Could be a good chance, this one, Perry.
Yeah. All it is has been a battle so far, isn't it? It's been a battle because every time the ball's in the centre of the pitch, there's challenges going in. This time it was Travis just got a little bit too tight to Coburn when the ball come into him. Coburn tried to spin him. Just a little nudge in his back with his shoulder. Matt Donoghue was only like 3 or 4 yards away from it. Just a free kick, central position for Millwall.
So 23 minutes gone. And it looks like Ivanovic, doesn't it? There's a bit of a committee around the ball. Camille Negley is there as well, but he seems to have wandered away. Aziz still there too, but do you say Ivanovic looks the most determined to take this?
Yep, we've got a 5-man wall. Now Travis, who's on the right hand end of it, just come out of it. Now it's a 4-man wall. Barry Bannon just loitering at the edge. You say looks like Ivanovic has actually pulled rank.
So it is Ivanovic who hits it. It's a deflection off the wall, and it had the keeper scrambling, and it will be a Millwall corner, just deflected through. It was never going in, and Vickers just had to make sure, because of the deflection, it ended up going wide of the left-hand post.
Sure, it was actually a clever free kick from Ivanovic because he knew that the wall was going to jump, and he just tried to whip it underneath it, and that was the first time I haven't seen the long barrier. There was nobody lying down. That's the only time that it would have hit that person lying behind the wall. Got a deflection, corner from Millwall on the left-hand side,
which Barry Bannon will take, this time left-footed, both arms raised. It's an outswinging corner, up go the heads, flick towards goal. Derby still not clear, and was that a tug inside the box? Well, the Millwall players are incensed. It was Kramer who went down, but the referee not interested at all. It looked to me like a bit of a tumble, and maybe he was asking for it, Barry.
Yeah, I think what happened, it was a really good corner from Barry Bannon outswing with his left foot. Millwall got the first contact, from Cooper, and as the ball just dropped down on the far post, it was Ozzo picking up Kramer. And again, Matthew Donoghue, the referee, was in a really good position, as if to say, mate, you're 6'5" and you've gone to the ground like you've been hit on the top of the head with a lift. So, like, get yourself stood up. There was not really that many protests, was there, from the Millwall fans and the Millwall players.
You called them 80s style centre halves before the game. That wasn't very 80s style centre half, I'll give them that. Putting the ball forward, looking for Josh Coburn now. He's done well to hold it up. He's got Sanderson for company. He's right on the touchline on the right hand side, up the byline, and then he wins Millwall the corner. That's good centre forward play, that, from Coburn. Held it up really well, and then gives his side the chance to swing one into the box once more. And there was havoc really from that last corner. Let's see if there's any more theatrics from Kramer here, Perry.
That's what Millwall do really well. They just feed the ball into the channels. Coburn just making a run from centre to that right side. Sanderson stayed with him, got the block in. Corner for Millwall over on their right hand side. Be in swing from Barry Bannon.
25 minutes gone on Talksport 2. Bannon, left footed. This one floats towards the back post, and Clark once again heads it clear. He's dealt with a few of those set pieces so far, but it's out for a Millwall throw in an attacking position, which Zach Sturge will take. He's level with the 18-yard box line.
It was a really strange one from Millwall, because Barry Bannon's pinged the ball to the far post. It's Aziz who's actually spun round and trying to get, obviously, the contact in the far post, and in the end it was a simple header from Clark.
Sturge with the throw, nodded down, still inside the Derby area. Bannon tries to get a foot in. Now Ivanovic picks it up, plays it outside to Aziz, inside the box, still Aziz, tries to fizz one back across goal. It hits the defender, and then at the back post there's Sturge with the header, and it's saved brilliantly by Vickers, palming it away. It was heading towards that top left-hand corner, but the goalkeeper equal to it, 0-0.
Really good play from Finn Aziz. Got his shot in first, got blocked, and it came back to him. He's just feeding it into that far post, and Sturge makes sure he tacks the ball, gets the first contact. Really good save from Vickers, flying high to his right-hand side.
Thumping header from Sturge. Now Negley drifts one in. There's the header of the front post and off the post. It was Coburn. Rose the highest. Oh, the goal's given. Is it? Or it's a free kick? Well, I think the Den thought that was a goal there, Perry, but we saw that bounce off the post. And it's a free kick to Derby County. There were some Millwall fans out of their seats. But Coburn there, he rose the highest, beat the keeper to the ball, and it just came off the inside of the post. Still 0-0.
Yeah, massive sigh of relief from Derby County goalkeeper Vickers, because as the ball just fed him from the left-hand side, he thought he was going to come and punch it double-fisted. Coburn just got in front of him, just redirected the header, just got a little glance on it, looked like it was going to nestle in the bottom left-hand corner of Vickers' goal, and lucky enough for Derby County, just hit the inside the post, came out, and everybody thought Matthew Donoghue always pointed to the centre spot, and he hadn't. He actually just pointed for the free kick for Derby County.
It just looked for a moment like there might have been a buzz of the watch, but here's Brereton Diaz up the other end for Derby County. Now with Ward, level with the 18-yard line, chalk on his boots on the right-hand side. It's played back by Travis to David Ozzo, his midfield partner tonight. Millwall upping the pressure just now. A flurry of corners have been on top in this game so far. Derby have had their moments, had their spells. Can they summon another one here? Sanderson with a long, rather aimless ball towards Brereton Diaz. It goes behind for a throw-in, which Zach Sturge will take. Let's hope he hasn't gone to the Derry Merkin school of taking throw-ins. He hasn't. It goes long, and now hoisted forward by Ellie Mitchell, and Aziz can chase after this. In pursuit was Merkin, and he can play a good ball forward, which Rhian Brewster's done well to get the better of McNamara down this left-hand side to. And now on the edge of the box, it's played in towards Adjumang, but the flag is up and he's offside. His touch wasn't great anyway. I don't think it would have come to anything. Just cannoned off his chest. But the flag up there, and the chance goes begging for Derby.
It's a great little ball in from Lewis Travis in that inside left position. He's just trying to feed it into Ajimang. To be fair, it was really good defending from Millwall, because they made sure Kramer and Cooper didn't drop deep. They made sure, as Smodic just played it to his left-hand side square, and they just stepped up 2 or 3 yards. McNamara, the right back for Millwall, and Serge, the left back, they made sure that they're in front of their centre halves. And in the end, as you said, it was a really poor touch from Ajimang with his chest, but it was a yard and a half offside anyway.
Millwall want a handball call, but not given by the referee, and Ward can play it back to Vickers, who's chased down by Ivanovic, and that forces him into a slice clearance. So Millwall pick it up in Derby's half, but then it's played back to Cooper, who finds his own keeper Patterson, who can play it forward once more. Now Bannon, that's a lovely ball with the outside of his boot over to the right hand side on the half volley. Aziz into the box, looking for Negley that time, and it's out for a throw. Barry Bannon has been superb so far tonight.
Do you know what, that was, if it was in golfing terms, that was a fade, wasn't it? Just as the ball just bounced up, it was like a hip volley out to that right hand side, just like cut himself across the ball, gave it to Aziz, got his cross in, defended at the near post.
Another cross into the box this time, and it's Clark once more for Derby, who gets it away. I was listening to a few Derby fans saying that Clark has been one of their standout performers so far this season. On the score sheet against Sheffield Wednesday last time out. And now Sampson picks it up at the back and plays it back to the keeper. Leicester 2, Bristol City 0. Brilliant start for Leicester, who need the points down at the bottom of the Championship. And Swansea have taken the lead at Fratton Park. Portsmouth 0, Swansea 1. All the other games in the Championship are goalless, including this one. It's Barnsley 1, Cardiff 1 in League 1 now. Doncaster 0, Luton 1, Stevenage 1, Leyton Orient 0. And in the Champions League, Perry, Atletico Madrid 1, Tottenham 0.
It's always going to be a big ask for Spurs going to Atletico Madrid. I think Igor Tudor's gone with the back 5 again.
Here's Ajimang on the spin inside the box and wins himself a corner. He looked lively. It looks like he's recovered from that issue that he had too, Perry.
Yeah, it's good play from Ajimang, just making sure that he just held off Kramer, just backed into him, got his first touch, tried to swivel, get his cross in. Good defending from Kramer. Ball goes out for a corner for Derby County on their left-hand side.
Just the other scores in the Champions League, still goalless between Newcastle and Barcelona. Atalanta 0, Bayern Munich 1 is the other score. Corner for Derby then on this left-hand side. It's an outswinger, nodded away, and it could come for Smodic on the edge of the box. Bannon blocks his shot, and then Brereton Diaz now picks it up. Midway through the Millwall half, looked as if he was going to cross, but then, oh, and that's a long-range effort there, which is well wide from Joe Ward. I mean, we're talking, what, 40 yards out?
Well, he's not actually ringing my bell, Ward, there, to be fair, because as you said, he's 45 yards out, and Millwall actually want him to shoot, and what he should be doing is just feeding the ball. Derby County have got their centre halves up, obviously got Ajimang in the box, so they've got 6 bodies in the box. Just feed it in, just have a little chip in, make sure you make it like a little fight ball. So he's just like, probably thought it was Cristiano Ronaldo, didn't he, where he hit through the valve of the ball and just sliced it completely. Patterson just had a little bit of a laugh in Millwall's goal and just saw it go about 20 yards wide of his left post.
That's the voice of Perry Groves. This is Talksport 2, it's Millwall 0, Derby 0, half an hour gone. It's now Atletico 2, Tottenham 0. Sports Bar should be good tonight. Tune in to Tottenham fan Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy.
How long will you think Jamie will last in the studio?
You need to tune in at 10 because he might be gone within 5 minutes.
Jason will have his maracas, will he, and everything.
Oh, his mask, his clown outfit.
Probably a little bit of patatas bravas.
Always a brilliant listen. The boys will be on after the Champions League football.
Bit of sangria.
Those two, honestly. Here's Sanderson at the back for Derby there. Oh, it's getting worse, Perry. Atletico 3, Tottenham 0. Alvarez with the third. I don't think O'Hara's turning up tonight. It's the 15th minute.
The thing is, Igor Tudor's gone in there and he's said what everybody else is thinking, but you can't say that when you go a new manager. You want the players on your side, and the players look at him thinking, right, you're not going to be here next year anyway. Even if we go down, half them thinking, well, I won't be here, I'll be off. So that is a complete mess. As Jamie O'Hara would say, it is a shambles.
It is indeed. There's a tug on the back there on Josh Coburn by Dion Sanderson. That was the big cry you heard from the Millwall supporters. Good refereeing there, because Coburn didn't go down, and Matthew Donoghue noticed the fouls, noted the reaction from the home crowd. Now Millwall deservedly get their own free kick, right on the edge of the centre circle, inside the Derby half. It's Bannon standing over it, and big lads up from the back once again. So he'll look for them, it seems, by drifting one towards the back stick. It's come for Kramer on the byline, who tried to lift it back in, sliced it, and then Clark was able to try and get it away. Then Adjumang rises for the header, it drops for Bannon, and he fires a shot well wide. It's interesting, Perry, this game so far, because it started in a very lively manner, but if we really think about clear-cut chances, you had the header from Coburn, but other than that, they have kept each other at bay.
Yeah, I think what it is, from Millwall's point of view, when they've got the ball in the wide areas, they haven't had the quality of the crosses that come in. I mentioned in the first sort of 5 minutes, Negley and Sturgill getting balls in early, but they were hitting the first man every single time. And you have to say, obviously Derby County know the ball's coming in at the minute. Sanderson and Clark, especially Matt Clark, has been absolutely outstanding. He's been in a head on the stick, hasn't it? Every time the ball's come into the box, he sees big bald head that's come out of his ginger beard. It's a man after my own heart, actually. It's like playing a game of Guess Who, isn't it?
He's been brilliant so far, as Millwall take the throw on the halfway line, and Brereton Diaz can come forward once again. And Millwall so sturdy at the back. They've had plenty of clean sheets in their last few games. That's a nice ball towards Aziz, who lifts it in, and there's Negley arriving, couldn't get the ball under his spell, and then Vickers thought he had his hands on it. Millwall want a penalty because Coburn goes tumbling. It was a challenge from Ward, but the referee has decided it's a free kick for Derby. I think that's the right call, Perry.
Yeah, very much so. Good referee again from Matthew Donoghue. Initially, it was a brilliant ball from Sturge in the left-back position. Just pinged it out to that right-hand side to Aziz. He's just tried to feed it into the box. Again, Derby do brilliantly because they get their bodies back. Every time the ball's come into the box, along that 6-yard box, there's always been 4, if not 5, Derby County players right along that 6-yard box. This time it was Ward who just made sure that he got his body in front of the Millwall player and just ease him off of it. He ended up getting fouled, quite rightly, Matthew Donoghue. Referee, who's having a good game. It's all very refreshing in the Championship. The game flows better without VAR, and people know my thoughts on VAR.
Massively, totally agree. Now, Ward is down once again.
Yeah, I think he fell awkwardly.
So, with Ward down right on the halfway line, the Derby medical team back on the pitch once more. They managed to fix Adjumang, and now having a looking at Joe Ward, I think you're right. It was a bit of an awkward fall, that, wasn't it, for the Derby County right back. Just to tell you about some of the live football coming your way, as there is a break in play. There's live Champions League action on Talksport 2. Perry will be your commentator for this one alongside Flo Pollock. Leverkusen against Arsenal. Is the quadruple on, Perry?
We're still in it. Got to be in it to win it all. But the thing is, it's just everybody. It's people sort of looking into the future and about the runs and the games are coming up. The biggest game of the season is tomorrow night against Bayer Leverkusen, because you've got to make sure that worst ways out, you come away with a draw. Just Leverkusen's form at the minute isn't great. They've only won one of the last 5, so you'll be hoping to go there and put them under a little bit of pressure. And then you got the massive game on Saturday against Everton. Which I'm not thinking about. I don't know why I mentioned it. Shouldn't be in my head at the minute.
I'll be there for that one, by the way, for Talksport. Looking forward to that.
It's like kick-off, isn't it? Saturday,
5:30. Yeah.
In Everton.
I've got to do a mad dash, Perry. I'm doing the warm-up in the morning, and then making my way to the Emirates afterwards.
Have you got a fast bike?
Oh yeah, don't you worry. The problem is I'm not a fast cycler.
It's not a Boris bike, is it?
Oh, probably something like that, to be honest. Also tomorrow night, Real Madrid against Manchester City. What a game that is, round of 16 in the Champions League. That's live on Talksport at 8 o'clock. The Arsenal game, by the way, 5:45. And PSG against Chelsea will be on Talksport 2, 8 o'clock kickoff tomorrow night. So Millwall get us back underway. It's 0-0 here at the Den in the Championship. Millwall in third place, looking to close the gap on Middlesbrough to just 1 point. Middlesbrough playing tomorrow against Charlton. Derby 7th at the moment, 3 points behind Wrexham in 6th. So both sides in form, plenty to play for. Now Aziz lifting one into the box, and there's Coburn arriving for the header, which rises high over the bar. That's a good chance for Coburn. Lovely delivery, wasn't it? Early cross from Aziz from the right-hand side. And he puts a thumbs up, doesn't he, Coburn, to Aziz. But the header nowhere near the target.
Oh, do you know that will happen? Because, obviously, I meant to Derby letting Barry Banner have the ball deep. He picked the ball up deep, but he ran 30, 40 yards. He ran past Ajimang. Ajimang's got to go make sure he engages him. Then that gives him that space to put it out to Aziz. He said there, a brilliant crossing from the right-hand side. And Coburn just got himself underneath it because he got on the back of Sanderson so I could see his number, but he just mistimed his run, ended up hitting the top of his head and going about 5 yards over the crossbar.
Joe Ward okay to continue, by the way. He received treatment and is back up running about. Derby win a throw midway through their own half. Perry, it's got worse. Atletico 4, Tottenham 0. Wow.
Do you know what's worse? Instead of, I don't take any great pleasure from the position they're in, I actually do generally feel sorry for them. And that's the worst thing that you want to hear, that an Arsenal fan actually feels sorry for you.
Little head pat, is it? And
it's not, yeah, but it's not. I just want to give all Spurs fans a cuddle. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to get them relegated. Honestly, I don't want them relegated. I want to play North London Derby.
Because it's 6 points, isn't it? Well, a desperate situation for Tottenham Hotspur then. 4-0 to Atletico Madrid in the 23rd minute in the Champions League. You're not missing anything here, by the way. A flurry of throw-ins for Millwall inside the Derby half.
You know, the one player I was looking at, Vicario's just going, oh really, you dropped me? That was a good decision, wasn't it?
What an absolute nightmare that is. The sports bar could be a generational listen tonight, 10 o'clock or post-Champions League for the action. Well, we're just hearing that, Perry, Vicario has been subbed on in the 24th minute. And was subbed on at 3-0, so he's actually already conceded one.
I think he went on in the 17th minute, didn't he?
He did. So that game, by the way, live over on Talksport. Let's stay with us here for Championship action. Millwall win a free kick over on the right-hand side. 3 minutes to go until half-time. And you might say, Perry, that if Millwall were to take the lead, I think it would probably be deserved. They've had more of the chances, more of the possession. They've made it difficult for Derby so far.
I've had the lion's share of the possession.
Oh, very good.
Just wondered, just thought I'd ask.
You're allowed one more. I'll give you one more in the second half. So, Millwall with this free kick. This is EFL Live on Talksport 2 with McDonald's order delivery on the McDonald's app from 11, 18 plus. Fees apply to delivery orders subject to availability. Price may vary. Barry Bannon standing over this one. He's going to swing it in with that wand of a left boot. Cooper and Kramer up once more. It is Bannon floated delivery. The heads go up. There's some jostling in the box. It's floated back in. And there's the header from Josh Coburn at the back post. And Millwall take the lead. Coburn was lurking, and as it was hoisted back into the box, he plants the header into the bottom right-hand corner. The Den in full voice, and why not? Because at the moment, their march towards potential automatic promotion continues. Millwall 1, Derby 0.
That's a really clever header from Coburn. As the ball just helped in by Kramer, just comes out of his left foot. He just puts it back into that dangerous area. That's the first time that Clark, the Derby centre-half, hasn't made the contact in the 6-yard box, and Coburn just makes sure that he gets in front of his marker, just redirects the header, gives Vickers absolutely no chance in Derby County's goal. You have to say the goal was coming. So it's a brilliantly crafted goal from Millwall's point of view, because Kramer, who's naturally he's left-footed, he just helps it in with his right foot. Coburn's completely unmarked, middle of 6-yard box, just heads it across Vickers, low down to his left-hand side. You have to say that Millwall have deservedly gone 1-0 up here at the Den against Derby County.
Listen to the noise behind us here as well at the Den. They might be starting to believe that automatic promotion could be possible. By the way, Perry, comebacks on. Goal back for Spurs. Pedro Porro, Atletico Madrid 4, Tottenham 1 in the Champions League.
Well, if I was Kinski, the Spurs goalkeeper, I'd have limped off even if I wasn't injured. I'd just pretended I was injured.
Absolutely. Horror show for Spurs, not so much for Millwall. And here is the goal scorer, Josh Coburn, driving forward. Onto his right boot, spins away from Sanderson, still Coburn, takes the shot, and it's saved by Vickers. Took a slight deflection on the way through. Good effort from Coburn, which Vickers has to palm away. 1-0 to Millwall.
Yeah, Josh Coburn is actually flying at the minute, picks it up on the left-hand side of the 18-yard box, just goes laterally along the 18-yard box, just skips inside 2 challenges, gets it onto his right foot and tries to reverse it back across Vickers, low down to his right-hand side. Really good save from Derby goalkeeper Vickers, low down to his right. Ball spills out, corner for Millwall on the left-hand side.
They look brimming with confidence there, Coburn, and why not? Taking on Sanderson. Derby defence slightly rattled. Here's Bannon's corner, another drilled delivery this time. It's the variety, isn't it, of the delivery from Barry Bannon. It must be so difficult to defend against. And that time, Derby able to get it clear. And Zach Sturge will take a throw. We've got 5 minutes of added time at the end of this first half. We're just ticking past the first of those. We had a couple of stoppages for treatment on Adjumang and Joe Ward as the ball is nodded back. And I tell you what, Ivanovic was lurking there for Millwall right on the edge of the Derby area. But Jan Brewster this time wins it back, tries to play one long towards Adjumang, but there is Tristan Kramer doing his defensive duties and playing it away, but only as far as Brewster. Derby still on the attack. That's a nice flick there from Brereton Diaz as he tried to find the run of Joe Ward into the Millwall penalty area on the right hand side, but cleared away, and it will be a Derby throw.
Yeah, it's a great little flick from Brereton Diaz, just trying to lead Joe Ward, just coming on the overlap. To be fair, Negley, Millwall player plan on that left-hand side, did his defensive duties, made sure that he tracked the run of Joe Ward, managed just to get his toe to the ball first. Derby throwing on their right-hand side.
Here's Ward once again, and this time looking for the run of Ozzo, causing a bit of trouble on the byline, but Millwall get it away. It's on the centre circle now for Merkin, pressured by Bannon, and Bannon does well, really well, forces Merkin back to his goalkeeper, brings some applause here from the Den. And now it's Vickers' turn to hoist it long. He's just saved from Coburn. Had it covered really, didn't he, Vickers, that chance? Oh, and now could be a chance for Derby. It is put into the back of the net, but the whistle had already gone. And it will be a free kick to Millwall. The whistle went very early there. It was Rhian Brewster who stuck it in the net for Derby County. Derby players protesting, Perry, but the whistle went even before the ball was played through for Brewster to put it in the net.
Yeah, the Millwall players had stopped, especially the 2 centre halves, Kramer and Cooper. So Matthew Donoghue, the referee, had already blown the whistle for a foul. Mind you said it was a really good sharp finish from Brewster.
It was. 2 minutes until half time then. As there's a crunching tackle from McNamara right on the halfway line. Derby look to take this throw quickly though. Here's Adjumang in the bright orange boots, and he wins himself a free kick over on that far left hand side. It's about midway through the Millwall half, so it might be a chance just before half time for Derby to swing one into the area. and try and get themselves back on level terms. 1-0 to Millwall.
Yeah, it's just about game management now from Millwall. Obviously, they've been the better side in this first half. Deservedly took the lead from Coburn's header. They just got to make sure now that they get themselves on the ball. Ball's going to be just lofted into the penalty area from the left-hand side from Derby County. Sanderson and Clark, the two Derby County centre-halves, loitering in just on the edge of the 18-yard box.
So plenty forward here for Derby County, as it's swung in by Derry Merkin, and that's an easy take for Anthony Patterson in the Millwall goal. Patterson brought in from Sunderland. Good signing that, I've got to say. The form of Robin Roofs keeping him out of the Sunderland team, and Millwall getting a smart acquisition there as Brewster rises for a header in the centre of the field. It's now played forward up to Ajimang into the last 30 seconds of this first half. Derby trailing by a goal to nil. Here's Travis. One last attack in this half for them. Brewster lifts it to the back post, and there was Brereton Diaz, but the ball was too heavy and it goes behind for a Millwall goal kick.
There's a right idea there from that left-hand side for Derby County as the half-time whistle goes.
Well, there we go. Half-time, Millwall find themselves in front. A smart header just before half-time from Josh Coburn inside the box. Kramer playing it back across goal. And there was Coburn, sharp as a tack to nod it into the corner. And it's been deserved from Millwall so far. They've had the better chances. They've had most of the ball too. Derby with a bit of work to do. But at the moment, it's Millwall keeping the pressure on Borough in second and moving within just 1 point of the top two. At the break, it's Millwall 1, Derby 0. Perry Groves, would you agree with me that Millwall, on the basis of that first half, deserve to go in front?
Yeah, very much so. I think they've been the team that's been on the front foot. They've dominated possession. Most of the play has been in Derby County's half. You know, they haven't been able to get out. Ajimang, obviously, we know that he's been sort of carrying that injury. So, especially in the first 20 minutes, the ball kept coming back a lot quicker than what Derby would have liked it. Barry Bannon for Millwall, we knew what he was going to do. He's going to drop, you know, in between the two centre-halves, Kramer and Cooper, and, you know, try and dictate play, which he's been doing. That's all very well, but it's a couple of times where there's been no pressure on him. He's been able to ping balls out to Aziz on that right-hand side. There was once where he ran fully like 40, 50 yards down that right-hand touchline and gave it to Aziz. What Millwall do really well is they keep asking you questions all the time. They get into the wide areas. I mentioned about, you know, the quality of the crosses in that first sort of half an hour weren't particularly of high quality, but they make sure they keep whipping the crosses in. And Sanderson and Clark, especially the two Derby County centre-half, Clark has been outstanding. The one time that neither of those got the contact was when Coburn scored, because it was a corner from over on the right-hand side. It was kept alive, it dropped to Kramer, and it was a really clever lofted volleyed pass where with his right foot he just eased it back into the 6-yard box, and Coburn was completely unmarked. A really clever header because he used the pace of the ball, just redirected it low down to Vickers' left-hand side into the side netting, gave him absolutely no chance in the 43rd minute. You have to say that was with the run of play, because Millwall were the team that were putting the pressure on. From John Eustace's point of view, the Derby County manager, I think he's got a decision to make with Ajimang up front, because even though he said I'm okay, he didn't look like he was moving freely to me. They've got Colton Morris on the bench. He's very physical, so he can hold the ball up, because it's been a little bit easy for Kramer and Cooper, the two Millwall centre-halves. But it's been a really good game. You know, Derby haven't just come here to sit back. They've tried to hit on the counter-attack. They're just passing has been a little bit sloppy. They haven't really, you know, put 5 or 6 passing moves together, whereas Millwall have looked a little bit more composed in possession, and that's mainly down to the two midfielders, Barry Bannon and Billy Mitchell.
I think you're right to point out Morris potentially coming on in that second half, because he was stripped and ready when Ajimang originally went down, and I think that physicality might help him and might help Derby in that second half, because as much as Millwall do deserve that lead, you just feel with the attack that Derby have and the moments they've had at points in this game, there's definitely a goal in there.
Yeah, well, Ben Brereton had the best chance when he cut him from the right-hand side, got it onto his left foot, and just trying to bend it inside Patterson's right-hand post. And to be fair, Cooper did really well. He put his body on the line. But apart from that, Agyemang had a header at the far post where it looked like Patterson got low down to his right-hand side to save it. But Derby haven't really been that much of a threat going forward. You know, they've battled really well because they've tried to match Millwall's intensity and their physicality. You know, there's been, you know, sort of a lot of physical challenges going on, so they haven't wilted on that side of it, but they just haven't had that quality. If you look at their players, Brereton, Smodjic and Brewster, they've got talent there, but I just think from, obviously Agyemang's very young and he's very raw, and I think at the moment Kramer and Cooper have sort of bullied him, and they need to put Carlton Morris on just to give them more of a battle.
Well, at the moment it is Millwall in front then at the Den in the Championship here on Talksport 2. Millwall 1, Derby 0. You're listening to EFL Live on Talksport 2 with McDonald's. Order delivery on the McDonald's app from 11 a.m. 18 plus. Fees apply to delivery orders, subject to availability. Price may vary.
EFL Live on Talksport 2 with McDonald's. Got big McDonald's hunger? The Big Arch is here to stay. Available from 11 a.m. subject to availability. Price and participation may vary.
Amazon Spring Deal Days is here with deals up to 40% off. So Gary here can get a little deal hunting done, hiding away from his seasonal chores. He deserves this moment to save big on electronics, outdoor, home and more. Is that footsteps, Gary? Get back to work! But just one more peek at the Amazon deals before... Oh, that is lovely. Hurry to get Amazon Spring Deals. Up to 40% off from the 10th to the 16th of March. Selected products only.
Go from bucket list to booked with EasyJet. Get package holidays from £319 per person and flights from £32 one way. So stop dreaming, stop scrolling, stop umming and ahhing. Book now at easyjet.com and get your holidays sorted today. Get out there. Selected dates and flights April to September. Limited availability. Holidays ATOL protected. T's and C's apply.
The same band. The same chorus. Different headphones. The Samsung Galaxy Buds 4 Pro. Pre-order today from Samsung.com and try superior sound for 100 days. Love it or your money back. The Samsung Galaxy Buds 4 Pro. Your sound, your way. Buy before the 30th of April. Register with Samsung within 30 days. T's and C's apply.
Evening. How's your night shift going? Just a quick check-in from Acorn Insurance, the taxi specialists. We've been by your side for over 40 years, helping new drivers earn a no-claims bonus from day one and accepting up to 9 years no claims from veteran cabbies. That's why we're the largest taxi insurance specialist in the UK. Find out more at acorninsure.co.uk/taxi. Bye for now. Acorn Insurance and Financial Services Limited is authorised and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority.
We all love a good meal, but there's no feeling quite like cooking one. Whether it's everyone at yours for a Sunday roast or after-school sausage and mash. Quick, simple, gone in minutes. One thing brings it all together. Ah, Bisto. The original gravy. Rich, smooth, and unmistakable since 1908. When the gravy makes the dish, make the gravy. Ah, Bisto.
This was made with human intelligence.
And artificial intelligence.
Just like Intuit QuickBooks Business Management software. If you're a sole trader earning over 50k, from April 2026, making tax digital means
you have to file your taxes online.
But new QuickBooks AI has
automated tools to help make compliance easier.
I was going to say that. I'll do it. With Intuit QuickBooks.
EFL Live on Talksport 2 with McDonald's. The Big Arch is here to stay at McDonald's with its very own delicious sauce. Available from 11 a.m. subject to availability. Price and participation may vary.
Tomorrow afternoon from 1.
The going's good for an afternoon spectacular. Paul Horsby and Andy Jacobs live from Cheltenham on Talksport. All the atmosphere direct from one of the highlights of the British racing calendar, featuring big-name guests, the latest odds and selected races from the festival.
Here we go! Horsby and Jacobs,
the odds-on favourite in the afternoon.
Live from the Cheltenham Festival.
Tomorrow afternoon from 1 on Talksport.
Established and excellent evening star of football. Kick-off live on Talksport 2.
These are the nights. Stars have come out to play again in the Champions League. Finishers, right-footed effort, blasted into the net. And Manchester City have had all of the this possession.
It has become a rivalry that has defined the European stage over the last half a decade.
Inside the penalty area, Guardiola, Haaland! 1-0 Manchester City, and it is a sublime goal. Scaly has beaten him easily and fires it brilliantly past Martinez.
Nacho with it. Pedro goes alone and scores for Chelsea.
And this is why we love the Champions League.
Oh, the shoots right footed. What a goal! And Bodo Glimt lead Manchester City. Got his way out of his goal. Martinelli is clear. Can he round it off? He does!
Full throttle, high energy, non-stop action.
Good evening, you're listening to EFL Live on Talksport 2. I'm Ollie Klink at half-time here at the Den. It's Millwall 1, Derby 0. Josh Coburn with the goal. We'll have full second-half commentary on the way, but tomorrow we bring you a triple header of Champions League football across the Talksport network. It starts here at 5:45 with Arsenal's trip to Bayer Leverkusen on Talksport 2 before Chelsea face PSG at 8 o'clock, whilst over on Talksport at the same time as that Chelsea game, it's Real Madrid against Manchester City. What a tie that is. Arsenal will be continuing their quest for the quadruple. And ahead of the game in Germany, Mikel Arteta was asked if he feels any extra pressure in being the manager tasked with getting over the line after so many near misses in the recent past.
I live the present and I prepare to what I expect and what I feel every single day with optimism, putting everything that I have and trying to transmit and inspire those players to feel the same way. And then this is football. We have to do it. There is so much to do. It's a lot that we have done, but the important part is coming now and it starts tomorrow.
Following that game here on Talksport 2, we'll bring you a repeat of the Club World Cup final as PSG hosts Chelsea. Ahead of that one, Chelsea boss Liam Rosenior is fully aware of the challenge they face.
PSG was so good last year. Football I saw, obviously I was here in this country witnessing them go through their journey to win the Champions League, and I was admiring it as the Strasbourg manager. When you have success, people want to knock you down. And that's normal, that's a part of life. I'm sensing that here at Chelsea as well since I've become the manager here. When you are a top level club, people, when things aren't going so well, they will speak about it more. I won't speak about the difference between now and then. What I will say in terms of the quality of the team, in terms of the quality of the opposition manager, they're world class. They're world class, and it would be crazy to not expect anything else. I expect a very difficult challenge, tactically, physically, technically, whereas they have some world class players. They have a world class manager, and so we do too. We have world class players. I think it's going to be a great game for the neutral. We have to remember it's a two-legged game. And we have to make sure we have discipline and focus in terms of that aspect. But I think in terms of a draw, I think it makes for an exciting game for the neutral.
And we round off the night on Talksport with a cracker. Manchester City travelling to Real Madrid. It will be the 11th time they've faced each other since the 2019-20 season. Quite astonishing, that really. City boss Pep Guardiola isn't taking these occasions, though, for granted.
Honestly, it's better to be here than not be here. I prefer to be here than don't be here. I prefer to come into the stadium to play last 16, because that means we are in the more or less the elite of the Europe. Like this club, I said many times, 12, 30 years ago, never was there. So as much you are here, as much you play that games, for me, myself, is always a learning. For the new players that we have, always experience for the future. And of course, we want to go through. Of course, we are going to give everything to win the game tomorrow, to go through next Tuesday, because we want to continue. And this is the way you have to approach the game.
So that's live Champions League action tomorrow night. Here we're bringing you live Championship action. We're at the Den, Millwall, League Derby. Lifts it, outswinging. It's a good header from Adjumang and a good save. Now Ivanovic picks it up, plays it outside to Aziz, inside the box, still Aziz. Tries to fizz one back across goal. It hits the defender, and then at the back post there's Sturridge with the header, and it's saved. Bannon floated delivery, the heads go up, there's some jostling in the box, it's floated back in, and there's the header from Josh Coburn at the back post, and Millwall take the lead.
You have to say, the goal was coming.
It was indeed. That's the voice of the former Arsenal winger Perry Groves, who's alongside me, Ollie Klink here on Talksport 2. Millwall ahead then at half-time. The Derby County side, Perry, have just trotted back out onto the pitch. They are very early compared to their opposition, and we've just seen Bobby Clark warming up for them, so it looks as if they'll be making a half-time change.
Yep, we'll see Bobby Clark can come on and play sort of in that centre midfield role. You know, he's on loan from Red Bull Salzburg. I think they just need a little bit of energy in there. You know, I think they need someone who can get himself on the ball and keep possession, because I said they're giving the ball away a lot too early and too cheaply in that first half. I'm surprised that Carlton Morris hasn't come on. We mentioned earlier, you know, you think that Derby County need a bit of physicality up front, because obviously Ajamang is willing, but he's very raw, and you know, he hasn't had that physicality, even though he's probably about 6'4", but he hasn't had the physical strength, you know, to hold the ball up, and Kramer and Cooper have sort of dominated him. So it'll be interesting to see how Derby County approach this second half, because they were battling, they were, you know, getting their tackles in, but as I said, it was Millwall that were a lot better in possession, and that was mainly because of Barry Bannon.
So it's David Ozzo who has gone off for Bobby Clark at half-time. Ozzo back in the side for Clark today, but it will be Clark who plays this second half for Derby County, looking to get back into this one. We are awaiting the referee's whistle for the start of the second half. It's Bannon standing in the centre circle, ready to get Millwall back underway, and they'll be hungry to kick on where they did in the first half, with automatic promotion and those top two. The target is Aziz, immediately on the ball on the right hand side, and well dealt with there by Merkin. That will be a Millwall throw.
So has David Ozzo been Kinskid then? Not quite.
Remarkable that, isn't it? Just to keep you updated on that score in the Champions League, by the way, it's approaching half-time. Atletico Madrid 4, Tottenham 1. If you've just tuned in, Tottenham conceding 4 within the first 23 minutes, and Antonin Kinski, who came in for Vicario, substituted in the first half. That game is live over on Talksport. Stay with us here for Championship.
That's killed Kinski's career at Spurs, and we haven't been, you know, seen the goals, though, have we? And see, you know, if he's been at fault for the goals, but the reports are that he looked really nervous when he's trying to play out from the back. But as I say, that's killed his career. But to be fair, on the positive for Spurs, they won the second 19 minutes of that first half 1-0. Got to look on the positive side.
Every cloud, eh? Sports Bar could be generational tonight. Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy after the Champions League, after Newcastle against Barcelona 2. That one 0-0 at half-time, and Atalanta 0, Bayern 3, the other latest score. Galatasaray beating Liverpool by a 1-0 in one of the early kickoffs. And I'll take you through the Championship scores in just a moment. First, I'll take you through the lineups here, though. Millwall with Patterson in goal, McNamara, Kramer, Cooper and Sturge at the back. The ball just trickling out over on the far side, by the way, on the halfway line. You're not missing anything. Bannon and Mitchell in midfield, Aziz, Ivanovic, Negley and Coburn. As for Derby County, as the ball is given away in the centre of the park by Millwall, and now Derby can come forward. Here's Smodic, turns back on himself and now finds Bobby Clark with his first couple of touches since coming on at half-time.
His first touch was brilliant, because as he pitched the ball up just in that sort of right-hand position on the centre circle, he just pinged it into Rian Brewster.
And now Brewster tries to lay one forward for Ajamang, but it's comfortable for the goalkeeper Patterson. So I'll just finish off that Derby lineup. It's Ward, Sanderson, Clark and Merkin at the back, Vickers in goal. Clark on for Ozzo at half-time, alongside Travis in midfield, with Brereton, Diaz, Smodic and Brewster in behind Ajamang.
Yeah, Bobby Clark will just come on. He'll play to the left-hand side of Travis as like the two holding midfield players. And just looking at this early, it looks like he's been the one that has been delegated to look after Barry Bannon. Every time they're out of possession now, you just see Bobby Clark just look over his right shoulder. Barry Bannon obviously dropping a little bit deeper in that centre circle.
Now here's Aziz for Millwall up that right-hand side, and tries to curl one into the box with his left foot. There was maybe a hand there from Sanderson on Coburn. Coburn wasn't happy, but certainly not strong enough for anything to be given. And Derby recently had their first ever comeback win under John Eustace. Took a while because he's been in the job over a year, but the win over Blackburn, his former side, the first time they've come from behind, and they're going to have to do that at the Den tonight as Millwall lead by a 0-0. We're 4 minutes into the second half in the Championship. Ollie Klink and Perry Groves with you here on Talksport 2. Aziz wins a header for Millwall on the halfway line, and then it's well dealt with by Travis, who then went down off the ball, and Matthew Donoghue, the referee, saw it and gave Derby a free kick.
Yeah, Ivanovic is coming a little bit late on Travis. Just looking in at Bobby Clark, we saw him warming up, didn't we, at half-time. Straight away, he's provided that little bit of energy, a little bit of spark for Derby County. He's got himself on the ball 3 or 4 times, so he pinged a brilliant ball into Rhian Brewster over on this left-hand side. Brewster was just able to lay it off to Schmodix, but the ball then broke down. But he's been brought on to get himself on the ball and provide that sort of energy and provide those legs in midfield. And then this first sort of coming up to 5 minutes of the second half, that's exactly what he's done.
Coburn with the clearance on the edge of the own 6-yard box, but that's a fantastic touch, driving forward up the left-hand side now, Millwall. And Mitchell now picks it up. And now Millwall coming forward once again. There's a shot from the edge of the box, which is well blocked by Dion Sanderson at the back there for Derby. As now they come forward once more with Smodish chasing after this one. We've got to talk about that touch from Negley in just a moment, Perry. Just plucked it out the sky. Millwall come forward once again, urged on by the home crowd. Billy Mitchell advancing to the corner of the penalty area. It's whizzed across goal, looking for Ivanovic, and it's out for a Millwall corner. They lead by a 0-0.
Yeah, it's a good cross from Sturge, just overlapping down that left-hand side for Millwall, just trying to whip the ball across the 6-yard box. To be fair, it was really good defending from Matt Clark at his near post, just making sure he slides in on Ivanovic. But earlier you mentioned about that touch from Negley. That was like he had velvet carpet slippers on, didn't it? Because the ball dropped, fully 60, 70 yards out of the sky. And he was by that left-hand touchline. You could hear the gasp of appreciation from the Millwall fans, and he just let it settle on the top of his foot and then just had a little run with it down that left-hand side up against Ward.
Bannon swings in the corner, and there is a tussle inside the box, and a penalty is not given. Free kick to Derby. Now, the referee there pointed towards the spot and then gave the free kick, Perry Groves. But my question for you is, was it a foul on Jake Cooper? Because he had a defender all over him.
Yeah, I think it was Cooper and Sanderson. At first it looked like Cooper had Sanderson over a barrel, but to be fair, the referee again, Matthew Donoghue, just didn't hesitate. Everybody thought that he'd given the penalty, but he actually pointed and then put his right arm up, just saying no, it's a free kick for Derby County.
He pointed at the incident, didn't he?
Yeah,
because it was right by the penalty spot, and the Den erupted, thought they had a chance to make it 2-0, but free kick given, and the hearts in Derby mouths can now rest once more. There's some good work at the back from Kramer, getting in front of Adjumang, using that physicality you mentioned there, Perry, once again. And a good start to this second half from Millwall. He took a tumble there, Cooper, I've got to say, inside the box, but nothing doing. As the ball is lifted forward by McNamara, and Clark can pick it up at the back for Derby County. They headed into this game, Derby, off the back of 2 wins. They're the 5th best team away from home in the League 2. Now Negley, though, for Millwall. Feeds it to Coburn on this left-hand side, right in the edge of the penalty area. But the move breaks down, and Sanderson can lift one forward to Smodic. There's a nice touch too. Velcro on the boots of Sammy Smodic. And now it's played forward towards Adjumang, who looks to get away from Kramer. He had his hand on his shirt, and the free kick is given Millwall's way, to the delight of the Den.
That was really good defending from Kramer. It looked like Adjumang had got goal side of a really clever ball. Good link-up play from Smodic and Brewster. And Brewster just releasing him in that inside left channel. Again, it was just a bit of lack of experience, because Adjumang's got to make sure that he gets his right shoulder across Kramer, then he gets onto the ball. he thinks he's going to do him for pace. Kramer just makes sure again, he just eases him with his left shoulder, easing off the ball. Then he gets a bit frustrated, Ajimang, has a grab at him, pulls his shirt, and quite rightly, the referee gives the free kick.
That raises the noise level once again at the Den. Listen to that. It's now back with Cooper for Millwall. You can sense the excitement around these parts. Millwall in League One in 2016-17. Haven't been in the playoffs since 2002, let alone the top two. And there's a foul on the edge of the box. It's Coburn who went down. That's got to be about 25 yards from goal, centre of the goal. And another chance for Millwall, maybe, Perry, to have a go.
There's the difference in the two centre forwards. It came into Ajimang initially, and Kramer got in front of him. Then Millwall just ping it into Coburn. Coburn actually pings Sanderson. Sanderson's trying to get in front of him. He pins him, then spins him inside on his left-hand side. And then, obviously, Sanderson's having a bit of a panic up. Coburn looks like he's going to get away from him. To be fair to McDonald, the referee tries to play an advantage, and in the end he has no choice but to give the free kick because Sanderson panics and pulls Coburn down. It's just brilliant centre forward play from Coburn, brilliant hold-up play. As you said there, free kick from Millwall in a really dangerous position, about 28 yards out, centre of the pitch.
Coburn, the goal scorer, then winning the free kick. Millwall leading Derby by a 1-0 here on Talksport 2. And the committee around the ball once more. It's Aziz standing over it, as well as looks like Ivanovic. And this one might favour the right footer, I think, Perry.
Well, it's centre of the pitch, so there's a 4-man Derby County wall. So Vickers, the Derby County goalkeeper, he's gone to the right-hand side of his goal. So obviously he's inviting Aziz, see if he can bend it round the wall to Vickers' left-hand side.
Well, it is Aziz who steps up left-footed, and the drive is low, goes straight into the wall. Poor free kick, really. Sturge has a chance to lift it back into the box, and then Aziz collects it on the centre circle and then feeds it back out wide, and the move can start again for Millwall down the left-hand side. Another ball drilled into the box, and it's Ivanovic with the header this time, very much wide of goal. And he was sneaking towards that front post, had his head in his hands, because he knows that he might have been able to do a bit better there, Perry.
Yeah, he just mistimed his head up. Really good ball in from Billy Mitchell on the left-hand side, just whips it in with his right foot. What Ivanovic got to do is just got to make sure he just gets a glancing head up. He's tried to have too much movement with his neck and tried to get it on his forehead where he should be letting it hit the top of his head. Mistimes the head up. Doesn't trouble Vickers in the Derby County goal.
Some latest scores in the Championship at half-time. It's Leicester 2, Bristol City 0, Portsmouth 0, Swansea 2, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Watford 0, Wrexham 0, Hull 1. That affects those playoff places. It means if Derby can come back here and win by more than 2 goals, they will be in the top 6 tonight. And it's Stoke 2, Ipswich 0.
Well, I saw Leicester City at Portman Road on Saturday, and Gary Rowett has got them fighting. You know, it's been accusations of Leicester players that, you know, they think they're too good for the Championship. That's why in the position they are, there's no fight. The 4 games he's had, he had 3 away from home, he's had 3 draws, and it's whether they can handle the pressure at home. It looks like they've turned that round, obviously being 2-0 up.
Good appointment, that, I think, bringing in Rowett. Here's Coburn spinning away from Sanderson, but his touch was heavy. And now Brereton Diaz can charge over the halfway line. He's got Smodic outside him. Ajimang's in the middle. Here is Smodic, cuts onto his left and then loses the ball. And Negley can pick it up for Millwall. Coburn spins away from Sanderson, wins the free kick. And a yellow card for Dean Sanderson. And not for the first time, Perry. We're going to say it again. Top centre-forward work from Josh Coburn.
Yeah, at the moment, Josh Coburn is winning that battle. Obviously, he's got his confidence from the goal that he got in the first half. So what's happened with Sanderson, he's getting a little bit too eager to try and get in front of him, and Coburn's doing brilliant because he's getting himself on the half turn. He's making sure that he can feel Sanderson so he can spin him and get away from him. He did exactly that. And Sanderson again has a panic up, pulls his shirt. I think it's the 3rd time that obviously he's done it. So quite rightly, he gets a yellow card.
Millwall a goal up here on Derby County on Talksport 2. As the ball is fired into the sky by Cooper. the Millwall centre-back. 4 goals for him so far this season. And now Rhian Brewster bringing it forward for Derby County. His pass towards Adjumang on the left is behind the striker, who has to ping it back into the middle. Now Bobby Clark on this left-hand side, edge of the penalty area. Onto Travis, who could hit one here. He does, and it just goes wide of that left-hand post. The keeper would have had it covered. But a nice drilled effort there from Travis, and Derby just making a few inroads now, Perry.
Yeah, it's really good play. Bobby Clark again getting himself on the ball, this time on the left-hand side. Tries to cut in on his right foot and then just rolls it into Travis. Travis just gets the ball out of his feet, 20 yards out, gets his shot away. Should be hitting the target. Patterson in the Millwall goal, pretty comfortable low down to his right-hand side. Oh, he knew he weren't going on target. Just rolled about a yard wide.
Almost an hour gone then at the Den. You're listening to EFL Live on Talksport 2 with McDonald's. Order delivery on the McDonald's app from 11 o'clock. 18 plus. Fees apply to delivery orders, subject to availability. Price may vary. So some changes for Derby County. Carlton Morris has come onto the field, as has Bennell, Jaden Bennell. Brereton Diaz makes way, as does Rhian Brewster. So Adjumang stays on the field, Perry, which is interesting, given that he had an issue in the first half and given that Morris has come on.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Looks like obviously they're going to have the 2 centre forwards now, Adjumang and Carlton Morris up front. Bennell will go over on that right hand side, just replace Brereton Diaz.
Oh, and there's a chance now for Aziz, who picks it up centre of the pitch, driving towards the edge of the Derby penalty area, but some white bodies were able to scramble around him, and now Travis has it in the centre of the park. The Derby captain, played under John Eustace at Blackburn, player he knows very well indeed. Now back with Sanderson, still just a goal in it here. Millwall in front thanks to that goal from Josh Coburn just before half-time. Hoisted forward now, looking for Carlton Morris, who's just come on, and that's good work from Jaden Bennell. And now Morris can pick it up onto his left foot, edge of the box, goes down, and that will be a free kick to Millwall. So Morris gets an immediate yellow card for simulation, Perry.
Well, that wasn't Morris Major, that was Morris Minor. Because that's embarrassing. Actually, I think it was Billy Mitchell on the edge of the 18-yard box as Carlton Morris cut in. Carlton Morris thinks he's going to make the challenge. Billy Mitchell does really well and just pulls his leg away. Then he just flings himself to the floor. That's embarrassing from Carlton Morris. So the first bit of action that he has, he throws himself on the floor, gets himself a yellow card.
Yeah, silly that really from Morris, because it was a decent move they put together there, Derby. But will those substitutes have the impetus that John Eustace wants them to bring? Here's Aziz for Millwall, just drifting into the centre of the field. Millwall fans want handball from Travis, who then wins a free kick. I don't think it was handball. And Derby can restart play once again. Here's Bobby Clark on the left-hand touchline, right in front of the dugouts. Now Adjumang turns and looks ahead of him. There's Merkin making the run. Millwall want offside, but Merkin can swing one towards the back post, and it's headed away once again. As Negley this time lifts it forward, and Sanderson had his arms on Coburn there. He's got to be a bit careful, Sanderson, on a yellow card now. Now Jaden Bennell for Derby County, onto Travis. A thick Millwall wall in front of him. He plays it to Bobby Clark. Derby looking for a way through, looking for a way back into this game. They trail by a goal to nil on Talksport 2. 28 minutes left in the Championship. Bobby Clark tried to feed it through there for Merkin, but this Millwall side are so disciplined, so difficult to break down. Clark once more, he's brought on at half-time to do just that, gives it away. And now Millwall can surge forward once again. Mitchell charging over the halfway line. He's got Morris for company. He didn't get his pass away early enough, but he has now. Now Negley on the left-hand side. Drifted across, there's Ivanovic! And the header straight at the goalkeeper.
Oh, it's a great ball in from that left-hand side from Negley. Ivanovic is getting himself across the near post. Negley finds him, and the Millwall fans think the ball's going up in the back of the net. In the end, Ivanovic's header goes straight at Vickers, the Derby County goalkeeper. The game has now got elongated, very stretched. There's a lot of space now, so it's going to be which one of the creative players on both sides can have an effect on the game.
It could suit Femi Aziz. He's played one across from McNamara. The ball deflects across goal, and Millwall still have it. Negley back across goal. There's a flicked header. Could fall for Aziz, but he fires it wide. He was about 6 yards out, just to the right of goal. It didn't quite fall for him in the way that he might have wanted it to, and it ends up wide of goal.
Oh, that could have been one of the goals of the season, because Negley's actually just thrown in a Rabona, because as the ball's come into him on that left-hand side, he's had the Rabona, just got it into the far post, little flick from Ivanovic. It's a bad touch actually from Femi Aziz. He should be taking the ball out of his feet, and what he's done with his right foot, he's actually taken it back towards goal. That enables the Derby defender to come and get the block in, and the ball goes out for a goal kick.
It really was a wonderful cross, wasn't it, from Negley over on that left-hand side. But Aziz unable to finish it off. Like Perry Grove suggested, this game a bit more open now. Both sides trying to go for it. There's Bannon lifting one towards Josh Coburn. Dealt with well though by Sanderson that time. And he can fizz it forward looking for Smodic, but he had an outstretched boot as he tried to bring it under his spell. And it was easy in the end for Cooper to deal with. Now Mitchell tries a reverse pass, and that's a nice one to Aziz. Bounces to him and he brings it down. Edge of the box on the right hand side, taking on the fullback. Still Aziz onto his right foot, and then Merkin did well there. Just stayed with his man, stayed patient, and nicked the ball from Aziz's toe.
He was actually defending really well. Merkin 1v1 against Aziz. Aziz just got Tristan turning, coming inside, going outside. You said there, Merkin made sure that he didn't actually lose sight of the ball and spin around. He just made it to get a big Inspector Gadget left foot out just to nick it off of Aziz's toe. Just looking at Derby County, we said obviously they've gone the two up front now with Carlton Morris and Ajimang. It looks like Sammy Smodic has been given that sort of free role in the 10 position, just in behind them.
See if that comes to fruition as well. But it's clear Eustace trying to find a way back into this game. Perry sticking Ajimang and Morris up top. Ball drifted wide to Merkin for Derby County. He's wide on this left-hand side. 5 yards in from the touchline. Tries to whip a cross in, and it's easily dealt with by Kramer. And then the ball's laid off by Ivanovic inside his own half. And Coburn can release Negley down the left-hand side. Racing to the ball. Beats Joe Ward there. No, he doesn't. Ward with a good tackle and out for a Millwall throw in an attacking position just past the 18-yard line.
Yeah, the game became really stretched. Again, Coburn doing really well in that centre forward position. Just getting himself turned and just ping the ball out to Negley on that left-hand side. At first, it looked like he had the legs of Joe Ward, but to be fair to Joe Ward, just made sure that he timed his tackle to perfection, just slid in, just took it off Negley's toes. So it'll be a long throw for Millwall over on their left-hand side from Sturge.
Sturge to fire this one in. At the moment, Millwall heading within a point of the top two. Middlesbrough play tomorrow, so they would have a game in hand. Here's Sturge with the throw, guided towards the front post, headed clear though by Sanderson. Back out to Negley. He lifts one in with his right foot. It's too close to the keeper, who then bowls one out immediately for Bobby Clark to chase. And he has a battle with Bannon, and there was a tug on the shirt of Bannon there. It will be a free kick for Millwall, and Bobby Clark bounces the ball away.
Was that a fit of pique? He's lucky he didn't get booked there, actually, Clark. You say there, because normally, you show that little bit of descent, you smash the ball into the ground.
You're about to tell me that Arsenal got quite a few yellow cards for that last season, or red cards?
After Declan Rice just toe poking the ball away, Chris Kavanagh.
Leandro Trossard,
proving a point.
Well. Here's Aziz for Millwall. High cross with his right boot towards the back post. It evades everyone, and Negley had to try and scramble to pick it up over on the far side. It cannons off his boot and goes out of play. Just to give you an update on the Championship table then as it stands. Coventry lead by 74 points and Middlesbrough on 69. Millwall, if they hold on here, will be on 68. in third, Ipswich on 64, Hull on 63, Wrexham on 57. It is a good night so far if you are a Millwall fan. Derby in seventh still. Smodic puts one over the top, and Adjumang can chase this, uses his body well. It's Adjumang on the spin, left-footed, drags it wide. He did everything right apart from the finish. Great physicality to get himself into that position, and then left-footed Perry drags it wide of goal.
He has to hit the target. He's done brilliantly as the ball's just fed into him on the edge of the D. That's the first time he's actually managed to hold Kramer off, who's trying to get round him and got far too tight, spun him really easily. Then it comes to Adjumang, then he's in the 18-yard box. He's got Patterson in front of him, and he should be smashing it on target. He should be going low down to Patterson's left hand, which he did. He missed the target by about a yard, and it just looked to me like he's just got to keep a cool head there. It looked like he had a bit of a rush of blood and he panicked a little bit.
Here's Smodic though for Derby, surging forward, well trapped by Barry Bannon, got very tight, and has to play it out to Merkin, and Millwall can get back in their shape once again, which has been difficult for Derby to break down so far. Played inside for Travis, trapped by Mitchell, and then on to Sanderson, and the Millwall fans appreciate it. Ball back with the goalkeeper, who then has to pump one long, looking for Morris. And it's exactly what Millwall want. Here's Mitchell, who picks it up for them. And then Travis can pick it back up for Derby County and play it to the substitute, Jayden Burnell, over on that right-hand side. It's then lifted towards Merkin, who was trying to charge down the left-hand side, the left-back. But it's out for a Derby County throw. John Eustace flicking the ball to Merkin, urging his side to get busier.
Well, his substitutions have worked because Clark's had an influence on the game in midfield. Obviously, Adjumang up front with Carlton Morris. So Derby have been more of a threat in the last third. Obviously, Smodic, as I said, playing that little sort of 10 area. I'm just looking at Alex Steele, the Millwall manager, coming up to 70 minutes played. I think that he needs to make a couple of substitutions because it looks like Millwall needs some fresh legs.
Here's Burnell for Derby on the right-hand side. Derby having a bit of a spell here. That's a decent challenge by Sturge to break that move down, but it's played into Adjumang, edge of the box, turns away and finds Merkin, who can try and lift it across. It's deflected, might drop here for Burnell with the shot with his left foot. It's high. It's over the bar and into the away end behind the goal.
Yeah, a little bit of frustration there from Burnell coming in for that right-hand side, finding himself on the left. And Derby, good little bit of pressure, come out to Merkin, got his cross in, hit the front man, Cooper gets his header in, comes back out again, and what Burnell's got to do, Burnell's just got to feed it back out to Merkin on this left-hand side to get the cross in, and he decides to take the shot on, just sort of smashes it high and wide. Patterson again just waves to it as it goes about 15 yards over his crossbar.
I was about to say the goals have dried up on Talksport, Perry. But in the Champions League, it's now Atletico Madrid 5, Tottenham 1. They played 10 minutes of the second half. Substitution for Millwall here. Barry Bannon coming off to a standing ovation. Luke Cundle will come on in his place. And I think he deserves that, Perry. Been everywhere tonight, as Bannon. Another change for Millwall. Ivanovic makes way, and Macaulay Langstaff will come on for him.
As I said, I thought there'd be substitutions because Derby County is starting to put on a little bit of pressure, so they need some fresh legs. Obviously Cundle will come and play in that midfield area along with Langstaff as well, so I think it'll be Coburn will probably just be up front on his own,
and Cundle will just sit in that role that Bannon did so well for the 70 minutes that he was on the pitch. Adjumang trying to make a nuisance of himself, but well dealt with once more at the back by Millwall, edging towards the latter stages of this game in the Championship. Millwall lead by 1-0 against Derby here on Talksport 2. You're with Ollie Klink and Perry Groves. Now Morris inside the centre circle for Derby. It's played out wide by Travis, and Derby can come forward once again. Here's Burnell. Nice one too. Burnell down the right hand side. He's got Sturge for company. Still Burnell trying to trick his way through. There's Bobby Clark, tried to lay one to the edge of the box. And once again, Millwall stand firm, and then the ball's played behind, and it will be a Millwall goal kick. They are just so stubborn, Millwall, tonight, and making it so difficult for Derby.
Yeah, what happens is they'll probably drop a little bit deeper, which is understandable. Obviously, no, this is like a massive result, if they can hang on to it. But then what Millwall do? They go into like a 4-5-1 formation, where the distance between the back four and the midfield five are very, very good. They just leave Coburn up front as the out ball. And just there, it's like Cundall will come and play alongside Mitchell in midfield. Langstaff will go in the Ivanovic position just behind Coburn. But what they got to make sure is that, say, they don't just go too passive.
Here comes Smodic for Derby County, taking on Cooper. He plays an early ball across goal, which Adjumang was behind. And it goes through everyone. It is picked up, though, by Carlton Morris. Tries to spin the defender, but there's a crowd of Millwall bodies around him. Had too much company there and had to find Merkin midway through the Millwall half on the left-hand touchline. Merkin once again, slightly further forward, and he's cut out by the challenge from McNamara, who's done a good job on this right-hand side tonight.
Well, Travis is starting to sing in that midfield for Derby County. Just getting things ticking over.
Now Adjumang, tricky feet from him in his bright orange boots. Plays it out wide to Merkin. It's lifted into the box. It's looking for Morris. And it trickles through, and Burnell can pick it up. Pressure from Derby County here. Burnell across goal. Jake Cooper sliding to clear the low cross into the area. It'll be an attacking throw for Derby County.
You can feel the tension and anxiety, can't you, in the den? Because this is Derby County's best spell of the game. The substitutions John Hewson has made have had an effect on this game. They put Derby on the front foot.
The home crowd getting behind their team. Long throw aimed towards Matt Clark, the centre-back, up from the back. And it will trickle out for another Derby throw-in in an attacking position. You're right to mention that tension, Perry. Just starting to feel a few nerves. But really, other than that chance for Adjumang, Derby have struggled to threaten. So much attacking talent in this side. They so often score, Derby County too. Another long throw. This one drilled into the box, and Millwall earn themselves a free kick. The challenge from Matt Clark on Jake Cooper.
Yeah, Jake Cooper made sure that he did really well there. Again, the two centre-halves of Millwall, Cooper and Kramer. I think the only mistake I can remember making was when Kramer got too tight and Adjumang, when he spun him on the edge of the 18-yard box, and Adjumang should have scored. But Cooper there just making sure, again, Millwall goes zonal right across that 6-yard box. When the long throw comes in, he makes sure he gets the first contact. Matt Clark, a little bit of frustration, just elbows him in the back.
14 minutes to go, Millwall 1, Derby 0 in the Championship. Derby having a bit of a spell though, putting some pressure on Millwall. They had to soak up so much pressure when they played Hull last weekend. Managed to come away with a 3-1 win. 5 wins from 6 for Alex Neil's side, knocking on the door of the top 2. And now they have possession back too, as it's lifted across to McNamara, the right back, inside the Derby half. Plays it to Aziz, who's had another bright game. McNamara again looks inside, but then back on himself and finds Billy Mitchell. There's a nice triangle that from Millwall, and they earn themselves a free kick. It will be right on the touchline, just about midway in this Derby half. They lead by a goal to 0.
Yeah, it was a good play on this right hand side. McNamara and Mitchell and Aziz said there, nice little triangle, 1 and 2 touch passing. And then McNamara just trying to release Mitchell on this right hand side in that right hand channel. And Carlton Morris coming back. Again, frustration, just pushes Billy Mitchell off the ball. Simple decision for Matt Donoghue, the referee. Now it'll be a chance for Aziz from Millwall's right hand side with his left foot, just to feed it into the 18-yard box, hopefully from Millwall's point of view, between the 6-yard box and the penalty spot.
So dangerous from set pieces, Millwall. Can they wrap this one up? It's Aziz, left-footed, floated towards the back stick. Adjumang tried to rise to head it clear, but it ends up bouncing all the way through, and Zach Sturge picks it up on the byline. Another cross into the box, this time looking for Kramer, which is cleared by Sanderson, and then up the field, which Billy Mitchell can then pick the ball up. There's shouts of man on as Travis tracks him. and it's out, and it should be a Millwall throw. It is, midway through the Derby half on the left-hand side. They might take their time about this one. 12 minutes to go. They lead by a goal to nil.
Yeah, he did well there, Mitchell, to be fair, because he's over on that left-hand touchline from Millwall. He looked like he wanted to obviously put the back pass back to Patterson, and Sammy Smodic was just loitering there. You heard all of the Millwall fans in the den say, like, man on, as if to say, don't be doing that, get yourself turned. Exactly what he did.
Big goal at the Bet365. It's Stoke 2, Ipswich 2, and Wrexham 1, Hull 2. I'll take you through some of those other scores in just a moment, but here come Millwall once again. Macaulay Langstaff, the substitute, wide on the left-hand side. Another ball floated towards the back stick. Aziz was rising, but so was Vickers, the Derby goalkeeper, who plucked it out of the sky. Portsmouth 1, Swansea 2 at Fratton Park. There is a stoppage here as a Derby defender is down.
I think it's Merkin. They just had a little challenge when that ball was just lofted into the far post from Mitchell. Just too much loft on it. In the end, it was a simple plaque out of the air from Vickers in goal for Derby County. But I think as Merkin and Aziz challenged for the ball, I think Merkin again has just landed a little bit awkwardly, maybe like jarred his knee.
Well, treatment for Derry Merkin. Whilst that's going on, I will tell you about the scores in the Championship then. Leicester 2, Bristol City 0. That could be a big 3 points for Leicester down at the bottom of the table. Get this, by the way, Perry. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Watford 0. So Sheffield Wednesday, who have had just such a miserable season.
That'll be just their second win of the season, all competitions.
They've gone 30 games without a win. It's a record. So some much needed love, I think, at Hillsborough. They do lead Watford by a goal to nil. 10 minutes to go in that one. It's still Wrexham 1, Hull 2. 6 minutes to go at the Racecourse Ground. And Stoke 2, Ipswich 2. That one has 23 minutes to go. Slightly later kick-off than the other games. In the Champions League, earlier on Talksport 2, it finished Galatasaray 1, Liverpool 0. It's Atalanta 0, Bayern Munich 5. They have swept away the Italian side. What a story over on Talksport, and not a good one for Tottenham. It is Atletico Madrid 5, Tottenham 1 with 25 minutes to go. Spurs conceding 4 within the first 23 minutes and had their goalkeepers substituted before the fourth goal went in, if you've just joined us. And it is still at St James's Park, Perry. Newcastle 0, Barcelona 0, 20 minutes to go.
It's actually Atlanta 0, Bayern Munich 6.
Wow.
And Harry Kane will be fuming because he's on the bench.
I mean, Atalanta better hope he doesn't play in the second leg. By the way, just on Newcastle, Tino Asprilla around, maybe get him on. Late cameo. Here's Bobby Clark for Derby. Plenty at stake here. 8 minutes to go. And Bernal couldn't quite bring the ball under his foot. He actually did quite well there, Bernal, to keep the ball in play and keep Derby in possession. It is back with their goalkeeper, though, Vickers, who aims for Bernal with his clearance, but Zach Sturge able to head it forward. Now Clark lifting one towards Adjumang, and that could be a mistake there from Kramer. Couldn't recover properly. It's come for Smodic. Oh, he's fired wide. What a chance for Derby. It was Tristan Kramer with the mistake at the back. As he cleared it, it came for Smodic. Tight angle inside the box, and he's fired the effort wide, Perry Groves.
Yeah, it's the second time that Kramer's made a massive mistake. The first time was he got turned by Youngman, he missed the target. This time he makes a mistake, loses possession in the middle of the park, comes out to Smodic, completely unmarked on the right hand side of the box. Again, he's tried to fire it across Patterson, low down to his right hand side, misses the target. You've got to make the goalkeeper make the save. Derby County have had the two best chances in the second half. One to Ayumang with his left foot, missed the target. Again, Smodic there, right foot, missed the target. John Eustace will be delighted the way his Derby County team has played in the second half. He'll be absolutely gutted that the two massive chances, they haven't been able to take one of them.
He had so much time then as well, Perry, because of the mistake from Kramer. Time to surge into the box, and for me, he rushed it. Firing wide. And you're right, the two best chances in this half have fallen for Derby County. They haven't been able to take them. Can they still carry that threat as we enter the last 7 minutes? Here on Talksport 2, Millwall 1, Derby 0.
As I said, with the 2 chances, you've got to hit the target, and if you hit the target, you make the goalkeeper make a save. Then there's a chance of a ricochet. There's a chance of a centre forward, whether it's Ajimang or it's Morris getting on to a little tap in. And you could see the frustration from Sammy Schmolitz himself, because he knows with his quality he should be hitting the target.
Is there a world where he squares it as well, though, Perry?
Absolutely.
Ajimang was in the box
no
too.
Chance. Absolutely. Honestly, when you're in the right hand side of that box, but you've got to make sure, as I say, that you get a good quality strike on it, and he's got nobody around him, and he sort of snapped at it and didn't even make Patterson make the save.
Well, Derby making another change. Oscar Fraulo has come on, and Lewis Travis has made way. So Oscar Fraulo onto the field for the final 6 minutes. Derby pushing for an equaliser here. As Millwall edge towards what would be a huge 3 points. Slice clearance there from Jay Cooper, high into the South London sky. One more goal here from Millwall would kill the game. They haven't really threatened as much in this second half at all. Now Sturge chesting it forward. Some groans from the Millwall supporters because Derby back in possession once more. Matt Clark lifts it wide to Merkin. He's got a bit of space to gallop into down the left, and he does. Trapped by Aziz, but Merkin's still going on his left foot. Can he find the cross? He does. Looks for Smodic, and then Derby want handball. The ball ricocheting up onto the arm of a Millwall defender potentially. Matthew Donoghue not interested at all. I think it would have been harsh.
It's a close proximity. Absolutely no go. It was as you said, it was a ricochet. Arm was in a natural position. No chance at all of a penalty.
Forward come Derby. Once again, it's nodded on by Ajimang, and there was Smodic racing through. It's good goalkeeping, though, from Anthony Patterson, out quickly and able to gobble the ball up before anything could happen with Smodic. Now, Vickers, the Derby goalkeeper, is trotting towards the sideline, and they're actually going to make a change here. Richard O'Donnell is coming on for Derby County, so Vickers has clearly hurt himself. He's coming off. That might make Antonin Kinski at Tottenham feel a bit better. But with
it's a bit of difference in the 70th minute to the 87th minute, to be fair. With
4 minutes to go,
and Vickers did limp off.
He did.
Looked like he had a pebble in his shoe.
So 4 minutes to go. Late change for Derby in goal. O'Donnell on. And yeah, it did look like there was a problem there for Josh Vickers. Made some decent saves in the first half from Zach Sturge. Now Patterson taking his time. Ball in hand. Launches it high into the night sky as it drops onto the head of the Derby centre-back, Matt Clark. Shouts of "come on Millwall," urging them over the line here. Derby have had a good spell. That's good work from Mitchell, though, finding a lovely pass, and then Langstaff couldn't quite find the ball through to Aziz. Picks it up, though, on this right-hand side. It's Aziz onto his left, spins onto his right. He surely could have cut further onto his left and had a shot there. But here's Mitchell surging forward, edge of the box on the right-hand side. Millwall looking to suck the life out of this game and potentially find that second goal, which would secure them all 3 points. But they've given away a free kick, and Derby will have a chance to clear their lines with 3 minutes to go on Talksport 2.
Yeah, Aziz just guilty with overplaying in the inside right position on the edge of the 18-yard box. Got the ball in from Langstaff. It's on his left foot. He should be just getting his shot off, and then he just checks back. You could hear the disappointment, could you? Because the Millwall fans know the quality Aziz has. Should be getting his shot off. Decided to check back out. In the end, that gives Derby the chance to get themselves back and structured, and they can recycle the ball.
Here's Jayden Burnell for Derby County, surging into the Millwall half. Mitchell does well, sliding challenge, wins the ball back. Mitchell been brilliant in midfield, and now they can come forward once again. Here's Negley for Millwall. There are bodies in the box. Langstaff is there, and it's picked up by Cundall, who turns back on himself, and that's a nice ball for McNamara. Corner of the penalty area, McNamara shoots, and it is high and wide. You
can see Alex Neil going absolutely apoplectic with rage the Millwall manager, because when it come out to Cundall should just be putting it out to Aziz on his right-hand side, just takes a shot on, disguise it high and wide. That enables Alex Neil to make another couple of substitutions.
Well, Tommy Watson and Will Smallbone will be coming on as Billy Mitchell makes way. Another standing ovation, and Femi Aziz comes off the pitch as well. So, ticking towards added time. It's still Millwall who lead by 1-0. Could be a big result, this. After this, it will be 9 games to go of yet another thrilling championship season. You will hear every kick here on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. A minute of normal time to go, and Millwall surging forward now, and the ball just drifting into the air and into the gloves of Richard O'Donnell, the substitute goalkeeper. It was Watson making the run forward, the substitute for Millwall.
Yeah, Watson's go over onto that left-hand side of the free. Negley come out to the right-hand side. Small one just go in, play alongside Cundall. So they've got fresh, 2 sets of fresh legs in the midfield area there for Millwall. It's whether Derby County can craft a chance, because they've been the better side in this second half. Had the 2 best chances with Aubameyang and Smodics, both missed the target.
Here's Bernal for Derby, trying to get to the edge of the box. There's a wall of Millwall shirts in the way. We're ticking towards the 90th minute, about to find out how long will be added on. Here's Bobby Clark for Derby County, receives the ball back on the right hand side, tries to lift it across. Ajimang rising, heads it back across goal. There's Morris, and he heads it wide. That was a big chance. Ajimang did so well to leap into the air, head it back across goal, but then Morris, trying to head it back past the keeper, ends up planting it wide.
Again, another gilt-edged chance for Derby County. Brilliantly worked move from the right-hand side. Bobby Clark just getting the cross in from that right, get it to the far post. Great header from Ajmang back across the 18-yard box. Morris is completely unmarked at the far post with a diving header. Again, the cardinal sin is, he misses the target. That's 3 massive, massive chances that Derby County have had in the second half.
And his head in his hands. Carlton Morris, as another change for Millwall is in the offing. Derek Mazusako is coming on for Josh Coburn, the goal scorer, who may well have secured a big 3 points for Millwall in this game. We are into added time. Matt Clark thumping a header forward, looking for the run of Carlton Morris, who's just missed that big chance for Derby County. And now Tommy Watson can bring it forward, plays in Macaulay Longstaff for Millwall, and then when he tried to get the ball back, the ball was too strong from Langstaff on the edge of the box, and Derby now can come forward. Here's Carlton Morris, flicks back onto his left foot and surges towards the edge of the box, plays the ball to Ajimang. It was too strong though, and Millwall able to get it clear once again via McNamara. He's had a brilliant game, McNamara, the Millwall right back. You're listening to EFL Live on Talksport 2 with McDonald's. Order delivery on the McDonald's app from 11 a.m. 18 plus. Fees apply to delivery orders, subject to availability. Price may vary. So, here's Merkin trying to lift the ball into the box with an attacking throw. Headed clear once more. Derby may have the chance to put this one back into the mixer though. We're past the 90 minutes, 2 minutes past the 90 minutes. Matt Clark with the header forward from Derby on the edge of the Millwall box, but they're able to get it clear. Here's Bernal though, right-footed shot. It went straight into his own player Smodic, and then a free kick given to Millwall for offside, and a chance, Perry, for the nerves to settle. They have 2 minutes to go of added time and a chance to clear their lines. Millwall 1, Derby 0.
Yeah, so chances to run the clock down. Patterson in goal for Millwall. Is going to be no hurry to take the free kick. Just looking at Millwall, obviously with Coburn coming off, they haven't got that physicality up front. So it looks like they've asked Macaulay Longstaff just to go up there and be the nuisance value.
Another comeback on in Madrid, by the way, over on Talksport. Atletico Madrid 5, Tottenham 2. What a game. 7 goals in the Spanish capital in the Champions League. Sportswar will be on after that game. But right here, Derby might have one more chance. Here's Merkin, the left back, drifting into the centre. Finds Adjaman with the shot. It's off the inside of the post. Clark tried to get there. He goes down inside the box. It's still alive for Derby County. Joe Ward on the right-hand side gets to the byline, and then it's cleared by Mazu Sakho. Oh, how close was that, Perry Groves?
It was brilliant play from Adjaman on the edge of the 18-yard box, that left-hand side, got it onto his left foot, gets a good shot this time, puts his foot straight through it. Patterson's well beaten, he looks over his left shoulder, he thinks he's going in, just cannons off the post, comes out. Derby can't get themselves onto the rebound, but a long throw coming in from their right-hand side.
How close can Derby get? 40 seconds to go. Long throw, launched into the box. It might drop here, but it's fired high and over the bar from Fraulo. And that may well be the last chance for Derby County. They have pushed and pressured in this second half, but Millwall have somehow stood firm. That chance right at the end for Adjaman, cannoning off the inside of the post. But you will imagine that there will be a huge roar on the way. Ball played long by Patterson. It's up to the referee now how long we play. We've ticked past the 5 minutes of added time. Here's Watson for Millwall, who can charge down the left-hand side. Does he aim for the corner? No, checks back on himself and brings it into the centre of the park. Good play from Watson. Holds the ball up well. Time ticking down for Derby County. And the ball is not where they want it at all. Deep right by the corner flag as Millwall try and waste as much time as possible. A goal kick is given with 30 seconds past the 5 added on. Perry Groves.
Yeah, really good play from Watson over on that left-hand side. Check back, made sure he kept position, rolled it into Langstaff in that corner there, tried to put his foot on the ball. In the end, he couldn't get the ricochet that he wanted to try and force the corner. O'Donnell in the Derby County goal just hoist the ball right down the centre pitch.
Whistles from the home crowd. They want full time. They think it's come, but it hasn't yet. Derby's still alive. Sanderson thumping it forward. There's a thumping header from Kramer. And there is the full-time whistle. Fist pumps at the Den, because Millwall's march towards the Premier League continues. They move within 1 point of second place Middlesbrough. Josh Coburn, the hero, a flicked header just before half time. 9 games to go, twists and turns to come, but make no mistake, this Millwall side are very much in the hunt for automatic promotion after their 6th win in 7. It has finished Millwall 1, Derby 0. Perry Groves, what an electric game of football. Derby not taking their chances though in the second half, and it means that Millwall pick up a huge 3 points.
We can hear Quo just playing at the Den, rocking all over the world. The Millwall fans will be rocking over South London this evening because they've been on the ropes in this second half. You know, they've taken a lot of punches, but Derby County couldn't quite land that knockout punch because they had 3 massive chances. First one from Adjaman, missed the target completely with a snap left-footed effort. Swanix on the right-hand side of the box, again missed the target. Then it comes to Morris, a diving header, again missed the target completely. And you know sometimes when it's going for you, because in the 94th minute the ball came to Adjaman on the edge of the 18-yard box, got it onto his left foot. Brilliant left-footed shot across Patterson. Patterson in the Millwall goal, thinks it's going to end up in the back of the net, cannons off the post, comes back out again. Derby can't get the rebound. Been a brilliant game of Championship football. Millwall were the better team in the first half. Derby were by far the better team in the second half. Couldn't take their chances. And these are the games where you have to battle, you have to dig deep. Yeah, that's exactly what Millwall have done. They've dug deep tonight in this second half. They've got themselves a 1-0 win from a Coburn header in the first half. Say, it's been a pleasure to be here. John Eustace, the Derby County manager, will be proud of his team in the second half. Be disappointed that they couldn't get the equaliser. Massive result for Millwall. Keeps the pressure on Middlesbrough.
They play tomorrow, Borough. They do have the chance to go 4 points clear once again. They play Charlton, but how worried should they be, Perry?
Well, the thing is, they've got to just control the controls, which is in their hands, you know. But as you said, it just keeps them honest. If you look at Millwall, in brilliant form at the minute, won 6 out of the last 7 in the Championship. They've only lost 2 at the last 15 here at the Den, and they're on that little bit of a roll. And to say, worst ways out, they're going to be in the playoffs because of the gap now that's forming between them in 3rd place and Derby County in 7th. So you're talking with Derby on 54 points and Millwall on 68. So you have a 14-point gap. So they're in the playoffs now without any shadow of a doubt. Can they then take that one step? Middlesbrough are in really good form. Obviously had a big win against QPR on Sunday away from home. But all they can do is win their games. That's it, and that's what they've done this evening.
Breathing down the neck of Borough. Right, it's time now to pick on Man of the Match with McDonald's.
Man of the Match on Talksport 2 with McDonald's. Got big McDonald's hunger? The Big Arch is here to stay. Available from 11 a.m. subject to availability. Price and participation may vary.
Perry, who are you going for?
I'm going to have to go for Josh Coburn, not just for his goal, which was a brilliant header from obviously Kramer's lofted volleyed pass back into the 6-yard box, but I just thought that the difference in the game was when the ball came at Josh Coburn, he had the physicality to hold the ball up. He kept Sanderson really honest. He spun him a couple of times in the second half. Sanders got booked. When it was going into Ajimang up front for Derby, he was getting knocked off the ball a little bit too easy by Kramer and Cooper. So when you're under pressure, you need your centre forward to hold the ball up. Exactly what Josh Coburn did. I was looking at Derby County side. I think Sammy Smodic's played really well in the second half when he played in that 10 position. But I'm going to have to give it to Josh Coburn from Millwall, centre forward, scores a winning goal, 1-0 at home, and his all-round play was excellent.
Great stuff. That was all thanks to McDonald's.